my little Christmas mini series. In this very first one I'm going to be showing you how to make this little hanging wreath decoration. It would be perfect for on as a Christmas tree decoration obviously, or whatever you'd like to use it for really. It could be a nice napkin holder as well. So I'm just going to be using some odds and ends of yarn that I just have anyway. I've got some green, some red and some sparkly silver as well. But you can obviously use whatever colours you like for the edges or the bow to tie in with your interior colours. But for this tutorial I'm just literally going to be making another one of these. So for this inner ring section here I'm actually going to be using one of these curtain rings. So obviously mine's got the loop in the top at the moment, so I'm literally just going to unscrew that out. Obviously it doesn't matter about the little hole. These curtain rings I actually got a pack of 20 for £1 in a pound shop local to me, so they are cheap and relatively easy to get a hold of. You can obviously also buy them online as well. But you don't have to use a wooden curtain ring. I've also done them using relatively strong hair ties, just plain elastic hair ties I've used as well. And I've also done them around, it might sound a bit crazy, but you know the plastic ring that you get around the top of a milk bottle? I've also taken one of those off, given it a wash and then used that plastic ring to do this around as well. The process is exactly the same as it will be for the rest of this tutorial. You'd just have a different obviously object for what you were starting with. So mine's going to be done with a wooden curtain ring, but you can use anything that you like, right from just an elastic hair tie. So I've got my curtain hook, my curtain ring, and I'm literally just going to tie on a knot. I'm going to do a proper knot so that it's nice and secure. And then we're ready to start crocheting around it. So I'm going to lay that tail along the curtain ring as I go, and so I'm literally just going to double crochet all the way around this curtain ring. Now obviously that's UK double, US single, so I'm going to pop my hook through the centre of the ring and grab that yarn and pull it up, and then I'm going to yarn over and just pull through. Obviously it's tricky when it's your very first one, you don't pull through 2 loops because you've only got one on your hook. But then you're going to do that again, so you're going to pop your hook through the centre of the ring, yarn over and pull up. So now you have got your 2 loops here. And then you're going to yarn over and pull through both. And again, insert your hook into this ring, yarn over and pull up, yarn over, pull through both. And again, pull up, yarn over, pull through both. Insert your hook, yarn over and pull up, yarn over and pull through both. And you're going to do that all the way around, and every so often you're just going to want to tighten it up a little bit, just push it back slightly, but not too much, because otherwise your stitches will get too close together, which will make it quite difficult in the next round to work your stitches. So you want them obviously close together so that you can't see any of the curtain ring through it, but not so close that you squash all the stitches up really close together at the top. So I'm literally going to do these double crochets all the way around until I get towards where we started from, and that's where I'll meet you in just a minute. So I've got right back round to the other side now, and this is how I'm looking. So I'm happy with this now, and I'm just literally going to, so this very first double crochet that I did just here, I'm going to pop my hook through both of those stitches at the top, making sure that I get the V, and then I'm literally going to do a slip stitch. So I'm going to yarn over and pull through both. So that is my ring completely covered now, and if your ridge is looking slightly wobbly or anything, then literally just give it a little turn so that it all sits neatly around the centre on the outside of your whatever it is that you've crocheted around. So we're ready now to move on to the next part of our little wreath, which will be this ruffled section here. So we'll do that now. So to start with, I am going to chain 2, so 1 and 2, and then right back into where we just came up from in that very same double crochet, we're going to do a half treble into that very same space. So yarn over, insert into that same space, yarn over and pull up, and you'll have 3 loops on your hook, and then yarn over and pull through all 3. So you've now got 2 half treble crochets coming out from that very same space. So your ridge of doubles here, they will be close together, so it will take a little bit of time, and you need to have a good eye to make sure that you're putting 2 half trebles into the very same stitch and not moving over onto the next one. You do want to make sure that you get 2 into every single one, so you might need to just pull them apart slightly and have a little look for where the gap is, and then you will yarn over and insert into that next one, yarn over and pull up, yarn over, pull through all 3, and then again you do 1 into that very same space, and you would just continue to do 2 half trebles, so remember that's half double in US, into every single stitch, so 2 into every single stitch all the way around. So if you want to carry on doing that, and I will meet you back when you get towards the other end, so make sure you are getting the V on the top as you go into the tops of those doubles from the last round. So I will meet you back in just a minute. So I've now gone all the way around with my half treble crochet, and I'm ready to attach to where we started from earlier on. So you want to find the top of the chain 2 that you did at the very start of this round. So 1 and 2, and you're just going to insert your hook into the top of that stitch, and then you are going to slip stitch. And then I'm finishing with the green here, so I'm going to yarn over and pull through, and then I'm just going to pull that out and pull it tight. And now I need to sew in this end. So I'm just going to thread up my needle, and then I'm just going to work this tail end down through those very first stitches, and then I'm actually going to come out right against my curtain ring here, and then I'm going to go across just underneath that double crochet round, and then pull that through, and then I shall snip off again. And so obviously you could finish at this point here and actually skip the next part of where I add the silver around. You could just leave it like this and then join me when I thread through my red for my little ribbon, but obviously I will do the silver round with you now. So for this silver round, I am literally just going to go into the top of one of the stitches from the last round. You can start wherever you want, it doesn't matter. And I'm just going to pull that through and then just do a little single knot just to attach there. And again, I'm going to lay my silver down and crochet over it as I go along. So I'm going to just pop my hook back into where I've just knotted it on, and then yarn over and just pull up a loop, and I'm just going to stop there for that one. And then I'm going to insert into the next stitch along, so I'm going into the top of that next stitch, yarn over and pull up, and I've now got 2 loops on my hook, and I'm just going to yarn over and pull through both. So we are now just going to do 1 double crochet into every single stitch. So remember, that's UK double, US single. So again, I'm going to go into the next stitch and catching the V each time as well, and do a double, and the next one, and do your double, and so on. You're literally going to do that all the way around until you get back to where we started from. So if you want to do that now, and I will meet you when you get back and I will show you how to connect the round. So I've now just got back to where I started from. and I'm just going to find the top of that very first double crochet that we did, and I'm going to pop my hook through the top of that stitch, catching both of the loops, and then I'm going to slip stitch, and then I'm going to just do a chain one, and then I'm going to finish with the silver here, and then just pull that out, tighten it. And again, I worked in this tail end when I started, so I can snip that one off. I just need to sew in this last one. So again, I'm going to go down slightly first of all, and then I'm going to go along at the base of my silver double crochets. And I'll just work it along for a little while. There we go. And then I'll pull that through. And then I'm going to snip that off. So that is my wreath section completed now with the green and the silver. So now obviously if you wanted to keep it really simple, you could literally just use a pre-made little bow and either stitch it on or use glue and glue it on. But I will show you now how I did this one with the stitches around and then a little bow at the bottom. So it's really, really simple. I'm literally going to chop off a piece of red yarn. Obviously always start with more than you think that you'll need. So you can just lay it around really, really roughly and then make sure you've got enough left over to tie a little bow at the end. So I'm literally going to thread this onto my needle. Oops, didn't do that very well, did I? So I'm going to thread that on. And then I'm literally going to start anywhere on my wreath, and I'm just going to go underneath some of these stitches. I'm going under how many? 1, 2, 3, 4. But this isn't an exact science, so you don't need to worry about it. And then I'm going to pull it through. And leaving a nice long tail. And then I'm going to go over the top of a few, so again roughly about 4, and then I'm going to go underneath for approximately 4 and come back out and then pull that through. But make sure you hold that tail end so that that doesn't get pulled through. And then again I'm going to skip over the top of about 4 and go under about 4. And again pull through. And then again I'm going to go over about 4 and under about 4. And pull that through. And you're just going to keep doing that all the way around. I will do the whole thing with you because it will only take a moment. And again, over about 4 and under about 4. And you're just going to keep doing that all the way around. So it's a simple effect to create, but it does look really nice. So obviously you could do this in any colour that you wanted to match whatever decorations you have for your tree already. And now I'm getting back towards the end. I'm actually going to skip under a couple of extra ones just near the very end. So there we have it. So I've done all my stitches all the way around and I've got my 2 tail ends just here. So just give them a gentle tug and that's how we are looking. So now I'm just going to take my 2 tail ends and I'm going to do a single knot to start with, You don't need to pull this too tight or anything. And then I'm going to do another one just so that it's not going to go anywhere or come undone. Just like that. And now you are literally going to tie a bow, and you can do this however you like. Everyone has their own preferences for tying a bow, or you could snip these ends here and stick a pre-made bow over the top. I'm just going to do a really rough little bow just so that I can finish it off here for you. I might take a little bit of faffing. I don't like the loops to be too big. So there, and then I'm just going to snip off my ends so that they're the same length. And there you have it. That is your little Christmas wreath all done. Now obviously if you wanted to hang this up, like I have done on the back of here, I've just used 2 strands of yarn together, and then I've just threaded it underneath with my needle, underneath a few of the loops on the back here, obviously making sure that it corresponds to where your bow is so that it will hang nice and straight when you put it on your tree or whatever it is you're doing for it. So just make sure you get it in the right place. And I've literally just used 2 strands of yarn and then knotted them together at the top to create the loop. But you can use whatever you want for this. You might want to use string or a little piece of ribbon. But that is it for the little miniature tree decorations. I really hope that you've enjoyed this little festive tutorial. And if you have, please remember to give me a quick thumbs up and to subscribe to my channel, because I do have a few more episodes to come, especially in this Christmas series. But I hope that you've enjoyed that, guys, and remember to check out my description box as well. I do link what things I've used, what size hook I've used, and there's also a link in there to another channel that you will find me on as well. It's actually a family video channel where I just put random videos of things that myself and my family get up to, weekends, holidays, things like that. So if you want to check that out, do feel free. The link will be in the description box. But I hope that you guys have a wonderful and peaceful Christmas time, and I will see you for another Christmas episode very soon. But thanks as always for watching, guys. Bye.